Do you feel uncomfortable with all the homeless people around now? You feel safe?
I feel safe, but I don't like to have homeless people.
Right. They passed a law where the homeless people are allowed to camp overnight in the bush right above Malibu.
I think
Is
that
that a good idea?
that's just a signal to the people who live around here, like, hey, this is how bad it is. You know, it's so bad that you need to pay attention to us. You just can't hide us anywhere. And if people see them, I think that's a signal that more has to be done.
When I used to live here in Malibu, I'd say back in the day there was, the homeless situation used to be a lot less homeless people, I'd say,
Why are the government allowing so many homeless people in Malibu?
I would say maybe because, there's a lot of homelessness out in LA and the city, yeah.
So now they're coming out here.
So now they're coming out here to find, possibly more space and get away from the city.
Are you nervous around the homeless people?
No, I'm not nervous around homeless people.
Do they yell at you?
I have been yelled at before, yeah. I've heard all kinds of stuff, but it doesn't scare me.
Do you give them money?
Yeah, I've given homeless people money before. Why? Because just to, help out the community, make the world a better place.
Are you ever harassed by homeless people?
Occasionally they'll say things. A lot of mental illness is involved in homelessness, and there's nothing necessarily bad by it or personal. I just ignore them, let them, experience the world as they're experiencing
So
it.
when they get in my way, I say, "Get out of the way, you bum!" I kick them.
I don't believe you.
They passed a bill where they are now allowing the homeless people to camp overnight in the bush above Malibu. Is that a good idea?
Doesn't bug me in any way, so I don't see why not.
Do you feel safe amongst the homeless people?
Yeah, to a certain degree, yes.
You do? You do? How about you? You feel safe among the homeless people?
Again, to a certain extent.
Yeah, what extent?
I mean, they pretty much don't
As
bother
long as
us.
they keep to themselves.
Yeah.
And I've had a couple times where they'll wander in my store and I'll
Yeah.
have to ask them to leave, but most of the time they keep to themselves, so.
Do they leave when you ask them to, or do they give you a hard time?
Depends how much there they are.
Do you feel nervous when they walk into the store, like, oh my God, what am I going to do?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little uneasy.
Yeah. Old diseases are coming back as a result of the homeless situation. Typhus and bubonic plague.
Plague. Sure.
Are you concerned about that?
Yeah, of course. It's a rhetorical question.
Why do you think the elected officials are allowing homelessness to just go out of control?
I think they need to be organized to place them in a safe place.
Right. Why don't they place them in a safe place?
Look, our country is for the people, and whether you have a home or not, everyone's entitled to a place to live and a home. And I think that those government officials need to get more grounded and just realize that every person is valuable.
Has the governor or is the governor doing a good job in dealing with the fires and homelessness?
I can't speak for the fires, really. Homelessness, no. I have not seen much action taken anywhere, and I walk outside downtown several times a day, every day.
And what do you see every day?
Sleeping on the streets, drunkenness, it's exploded compared to what it used to be.
I actually worked for a nonprofit here to feed the homeless, and I did that for about a year. I worked in a kitchen, and I had to quit because we didn't have enough resources to feed everybody, and it was just it was too much, and there was too many. The kitchen was always dirty because of it, and it's not their fault. That they're dirty, but it was a bad situation all around.
So bad. Like, I was at a food truck the other night and there was all these homeless people out, and it was every single person felt obligated to give each person, but there was about 9 homeless people at one food truck. So there was more homeless people than the people in the food truck. And it's weird for the people buying the food because you feel bad.
Yeah.
But then you also can't give every single thing away.
That's right. Surfing! And then the American flag. Is the government doing good by California?
Debatable.
The governor, Newsom, seems to think that banning plastic straws and bottles are more important than solving the homeless problem. What do you think about that?
I don't necessarily agree with that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of problems happening with the homelessness, of course, and just our safety and, you know, proper care for people in need.
Obviously, they are banning plastic utensils, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But to prioritize that over fire safety or solving the homeless problem is obviously wrong.
Which is more important, banning plastic straws and shampoo bottles or solving homelessness?
Solving homelessness.
Are the elected officials doing good for California?
I don't really have an opinion on that.
Which is more important, fire safety and solving homelessness, or banning plastic straws and shampoo bottles?
To think about, you know, plastic straws and everything is almost like a luxury, secondary compared to people's lives. The people are the most important thing.
The governor, Gavin Newsom, would rather ban plastic straws than to solve the homeless problem.
You know, I don't know if that's true or not, but I do know that Mr. Newsom has done a lot, and I think he's smart enough to know that he still has a lot of work ahead of him. To not have done anything yet is probably his own lack of awareness, but if he was more aware of the problem, I think just knowing who Gavin Newsom is, that he would do something.
With the voters that they keep voting in these representatives.
We're largely uninformed
Yeah,
when it comes to who we're putting in local offices. We don't know what we're doing. I mean, regardless of who's in office, it's a mental health problem is what we're having. There are no shelters for this. There is plenty of low-income housing in downtown LA, but that does not help those that need actual medical attention and rehabilitation.
This guy was so dirty, and I was like I was thinking, like, I don't even know how I would help him. Like, even if he came in and took a shower, like, that wouldn't even do the job.
I know. Yeah.
So it's like we do as much as we can.
We can buy people a meal here and there, but it's just
Every day someone's like, hey,
literally
can I get
the
something? Hey, can I
population
get
just keeps
something?
growing.
Yeah.